Welcome to Mythic Lore. Let's get started. They say the labyrinth still breathes at night. If you press your ear against the stone walls of Knossos, you can almost hear it. Slow, heavy, and patient. Something waiting, not asleep, not alive either. Just hungry. A flicker of torchlight, a narrow hallway, and there, two eyes gleam in the dark, catching the fire's glow. They blink once, and the sound that follows isn't a roar. It's a low human sigh, followed by the snort of a bull. So, how did Crete end up with a man-eating bull-human hybrid living in an underground maze? Well, like most Greek myths, it started with a bad decision, a suspicious god, and a whole lot of drama. King Minos of Crete once asked Poseidon, god of the sea, to prove his divine right to rule. He promised, "Poseidon, send me a sign, maybe a majestic bull rising from the waves, and I'll sacrifice it to you immediately." Poseidon agreed and sent the perfect bull, shining white, divine, magnificent. And Minos looked at it and said, "Actually, this thing's gorgeous. I'm keeping it." He swapped it for an ordinary bull. Poseidon naturally was furious, and when gods get petty, mortals get cursed. To punish Minos, Poseidon made Minos' wife, Queen Pasiphae, fall in love with the bull. Not admire from afar, love. I need to make this work somehow, love. She went to Daedalus, the kingdom's resident inventor. She asked him to build a wooden cow she could climb inside. Daedalus, who was probably way too underpaid for the weird requests he got, said, "Okay." The plan worked, and months later, Pasiphae gave birth to something that made everyone at court suddenly want to move far, far away. A child with the body of a man and the head of a bull. They named it Asterion, Starry One. But most just whispered another name, the Minotaur. As the creature grew, it became clear it was no ordinary royal child. It didn't speak, it didn't reason, and worst of all, it didn't stop hungering. Minos did what all responsible rulers do in Greek mythology. He locked it up. Daedalus was ordered to build a prison fit for the beast, the labyrinth, a maze so complex that even Daedalus himself barely escaped after finishing it. Corridors wound endlessly, turning back on themselves, twisting until up and down stopped meaning anything. And at its heart, the Minotaur waited, half man, half beast, all hunger. Every 9 years, Athens was forced to send 7 young men and 7 young women to Crete as tribute, sacrifices to the creature. None ever returned. Parents told their kids, "Eat your vegetables, or you all end up in the labyrinth." And suddenly, Greek children were eating their greens without complaint. Then came Theseus, Prince of Athens, brave, confident, and with that, "I'm going to do something heroic and probably reckless energy." He volunteered to go to Crete, to slay the monster and end the tributes once and for all. When he arrived, King Minos greeted him like a man already dead. But Minos' daughter, Ariadne, saw him and thought, "Okay, maybe not." She fell in love instantly. It's a Greek myth, it happens a lot, and decided to help him. Her secret weapon? A ball of string. Theseus entered the labyrinth with the string tied at the entrance, unwinding it as he walked deeper into the dark. The walls were slick with damp, the air heavy and silent. His torch flickered, and then he heard it. The deep exhale of something huge, the scrape of hooves. The Minotaur stepped from the shadows, enormous, scarred, its horns glinting. It tilted its head, curious. Then it charged. Theseus dodged, the impact shaking the ground. He struck. His blade glanced off hide like stone. Again and again they fought, until sweat and dust and blood filled the air. And finally, with one last strike, Theseus drove his sword beneath the beast's neck. The Minotaur fell. The labyrinth went still. Following his string, Theseus retraced his steps back to the entrance and into the dawn. He and Ariadne fled Crete together, though Theseus, being a typical Greek hero, later abandoned her on an island. Ariadne definitely deserved better. Back in Athens, Theseus was celebrated. The tributes stopped. The labyrinth fell silent, and beneath the ruins of Knossos, the echoes of the beast faded. But the story didn't truly end there, because the Minotaur was more than just a monster. It was a reflection of human pride, punishment, and shame. Minos built a maze to hide his sins. But guilt has a way of finding light. You can bury the truth as deep as you want, but something always remembers the way out. So next time someone tells you not to break promises to gods or to think twice before making deals with the sea, listen. Because if there's one thing Greek mythology proves again and again, it's this: no bad decision ever stays buried. Sometimes it grows horns. If you've walked this far into the shadows of legend, leave your mark. Like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which myth should we awaken next?